going to be the first video in a series of videos I'm making that explains some introductory video glitch art concepts and ideas. I'm not an expert by any means, all this stuff is more like a hobby, but I always had some trouble finding information on how to get started with this stuff. So I'll be mostly talking about video feedback loops, explaining how they work, what they do, what are they, why does it matter, what's the point, and also how to change them, kind of customize them, tweak them a little bit, make them look cool. So yeah, I'll get started. So the first thing you need is a camera. So right here I'm using a security camera with composite and S-video outputs, so I can plug it into most monitors and TVs. That's kind of a key step. I mean, it really depends on which camera or monitor you have. As long as they have similar inputs and outputs that can connect to each other, you can feedback with those. It doesn't have to be composite or S-video, but a lot of additional video equipment that you can hook up to, like for example what I'm using right here, which I'll explain later, is like a video distortion, kind of like a guitar pedal, and it takes a composite input and a composite output. So that might be good information for you to have later on, is to have a nice composite camera, a nice composite TV that's compatible with that stuff. You know, any monitor will work. The more adjustable settings it has on the image, the better. So the contrast, the brightness, the tone, the color, the vividness, if you will, being able to adjust those is very nice. It can create a lot cooler image. So one piece of equipment I would recommend buying, you don't really need this, is a video distribution amplifier. So this piece of equipment can let you take one input and plug it out to three different outputs, or I guess inputs. So right here, for example, I have this monitor right here that you just saw me on. You have that guy over there, and you have that one right there. So that one right there is a CRT, so it has a different way it manufactures the video. As you can see, it's more kind of like, it's more liney, if you will. That one's more kind of the same. I mean, you saw this one before, but this one's a bit, that one's a bit different. So each video monitor or TV has a different look to it, because they're built differently, so that's why. And being able to see the difference in real time is kind of cool. You might not see much of a difference on the camera, but once you actually start getting different monitors, different TVs, you can see a real big difference in how it generates the image. So the basic premise of a video feedback loop is that's what I call it. Video feedback is a standard term, I guess, in this career field. Is you take the camera and you point it around at the monitor. So basically, kind of like a microphone feedback with like an amp. The camera takes the TV kind of goes back to the camera in a way, and it keeps going like a circle. So it creates the image repeating on itself over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. So to record my video feedbacks, I'm using a DSLR, as you can see right here, because I'm sure there's a better way to record the video itself. But if you want to record the different monitors and their characteristics, because some are different than others, you know, each one's different, as I said before. So some have a cooler look to them than other ones do. Some are more stable and bass, other ones are completely glitchy at times. So it really depends on what you want to record, but recording software I don't think can record it that easily. I'm not an expert, I'm not a videologist, so I can't say for sure. So as you can see, the different monitors and cameras have different effects when they start feeding back on each other. You can affect the entire video by doing optical tricks. So in this clip I have cover the monitor with iridescent cellophane, giving it a kind of sheeny look. You can see how the pattern correlates with the ridges in the cellophane. So now when you remove it, it goes back to the random flashing haze looking thing. The next clip has a colored piece of glass that I'm covering over like the video camera, and you can see how it affects the color of the loop. So now video feedbacks can be used just with cameras, as I showed you in the last clips, but you can also add other pieces of video equipment and hardware in there. So one of the more well-known instruments is the Carl Klomp Dirty Mixer, and basically that takes two video outputs, or I guess inputs, and it takes those two, mixes them together with a potentiometer and some knobs, and it has one video output. So it kind of glitches up the video and shoots it out. That's actually what I'm using right now, because this camera I'm using, the Sony EVI D30V camera, has two video outputs, composite and S-video, and I have a little adapter from S-video to composite, and I'm taking those outputs, putting them into the Dirty Mixer, and it's outputting to a Static Instruments Colorizer Deformation Video Synthesizer. And that's the guitar pedal thing I was talking about. That's why the video looks like this. So if I adjust the Dirty Mixer, as you can see, it changes the way the video looks. So it's messing with the color, the brightness, the contrast, because it's mixing with its own video signal. It has the same video sync, which is why it's not a complete glitchy mess right now. Other cases, as you can see right here in this clip, it's just complete chaos because the video syncs are different, so it's not correlating the right syncage. And the Static Instruments Colorizer Deformation Synth, I will start adjusting. So right here, there we go. So right here, you can get some real different looks going. So like right there, it's all like dark and pink still. There's three different video modes. So you got like this one. And, you know, it's a really fun instrument to play with. I got really kind of messed up. It's a really fun instrument to play with. Lots of different opportunities to create some cool visuals. And when you incorporate both of these devices into your video feedbacks, it creates a whole new world to explore in video feedback. So with the Dirty Mixer, Eva Landry has a great video on how to build one. It goes step by step, and she shows you all the details. Like, oh, you know, this one goes here, this one goes here. Here's a diagram. If it's your first time making video equipment or any kind of electronics, electronic projects, it's a godsend, because that was my first experience really making stuff like that. I was like, oh, how do I do this? How do I do that? Whoa! And there it is, all in a nice, concise video. You can do a lot with video feedback loops and video equipment like this right here. The Colorizer Deformation Synth by Static Instruments. I really recommend this thing because it's really cool to actually see it in person, the way it changes the video and stuff. But with it, you can make music videos with this stuff. You can make creepy pasta videos. vaporwave, Pepsi aesthetic videos. Another whole thing you can do is like VHS tapes. You know, you can really distort some of that stuff and make it look really cool and make your own aesthetic, man. You can make it feel like the 80s or 90s again watching your reruns. So I don't have a lot of video tools at the moment. I'm gonna start working on a second video once I get some other equipment. The LZX Industries Cro-Magnon video synthesizer. I'm gonna get that in. Ooh, that's gonna be pretty fun. I'm really excited for that thing. I'm really excited for that thing right there, man. Maybe another video about the wave pool video delay color thing by this guy. Makes some pretty cool stuff. Check him out on Etsy or Pinterest or Patreon or whatever he does. So until then, there's a lot of other video content to find out there. A lot of the stuff, video art, video synthesis, video feedback. Instagram is a good place to find a lot of the stuff. There's a lot of artists on there that do similar stuff and a lot cooler stuff. Like there's like video DJs that like do live music and they have projectors that shoot out these kaleidoscopic looking like liquid raining feedbacks, and there's all like hexagons and shapes and shit. It's like, wow, that's crazy, man. How do you do that? So some hashtags I would look for to find this. One would be video synthesis. That's a great little guy right there because that's the whole shebang. Hashtag video feedback and hashtag video artist. These are all kind of useful to find other people that do similar stuff to this. It's a whole wide hobby kind of group in a way, and a lot of the stuff is pretty cheap to find. You know, like this monitor that I'm pointing the camera at right now, that was at a Goodwill for $15. This CRT down here, that was from my grandma's house. That was found. That was found in the dumpster somewhere. So, you know, there's a lot of options here. You can do a lot of stuff with this stuff. It looks cool. Music videos, it's great for other things like that. It's good for. I'd really recommend stuff. It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun, not gonna lie, man. Yeah, so until the next video, I will see you later.